Your body has been trying to talk to you, not loudly, not dramatically. It does not scream, it whispers. Through the heaviness you feel when you wake up in the morning, already tired before the day has begun. Through the fog that settles behind your eyes by mid-afternoon, the kind no amount of coffee seems to reach. Through the bloating, the sluggishness, the dull ache in your lower back, the skin that has lost its light, through the quiet, creeping feeling that your own body belongs to someone else. You have tried to fix this. You have bought the products, you have started the plans, you have read the articles and saved the posts and downloaded the apps. You have done the 3-day cleanse that left you irritable and starving. You have tried the powders, the teas, the supplements with promises printed on the label in hopeful green letters. And still here you are, still heavy, still foggy, still standing in front of the mirror, wondering when your body became something you drag through the day rather than something you live inside of. Nothing is wrong with you. And I want you to hear that again, because something in you just resisted it. Nothing is wrong with you. Your body is not broken, it is buried. There is a difference, and tonight I am going to show you what that difference means. I am going to share with you 5 practices. They are ancient, they are simple, they require nothing you do not already have. No products, no programs. No willpower you have to summon from some reserve you are convinced ran dry years ago. Just 5 quiet clearings you can begin in your own home, some of them tonight, that will change the way your body feels from the inside out. But first, I need to tell you a story. A story about a well, an old monk, and the one truth about cleansing that no one in the wellness industry will ever tell you because there is no money in it. Before the story, though, I need to say something about why you feel the way you feel, because you probably think it is your fault. You think that if you just had more discipline, more willpower, more of whatever invisible thing other people seem to have, you would not be sitting here right now listening to a monk at this hour. But consider this. You live in a world that quietly poisons the body and then loudly sells you the cure. The food that is cheapest and fastest is engineered to be addictive, not nourishing. The pace of modern life has trained you to breathe in short, shallow gasps, never fully inhaling, never fully releasing. You sit for 10, 12, 14 hours a day because your work demands it and your exhaustion enforces it. You eat lunch standing up, not tasting it, just getting it into your body before the next thing demands your attention. You pour yourself out for everyone around you and fill yourself back up with whatever is fastest. And then at night, when your body is begging for darkness and rest, a screen glows inches from your face, telling your brain it is still daytime and there is still something that needs your attention. And then, after all of that, a $200 billion industry looks at you and says, "You are the problem. Buy this supplement. Start this program. Follow this influencer who has never once felt the kind of tired you feel." You are not the problem. You have never been the problem. Of course, nothing has stuck. Of course, the cleanses lasted 3 days and the apps lasted a week and the motivation faded before the bottle was half empty. You have been trying to purify water by pouring more things into it, and no one, not once, showed you that there was another way. If you have tried many things and none of them lasted, hear me clearly. You were never the failure. A seed does not fail because it was planted in concrete. The seed was always good. It simply needed different soil. You know this, don't you? Somewhere beneath the frustration, you have always known. Now, let me tell you about the well. There was once a young man who traveled a great distance to reach a monastery hidden in the hills. He had been feeling unwell for a long time. Not sick in the way that makes others worry for you. Sick in the way that only you notice, heavy, slow, foggy. The kind of unwell where you wake up each morning feeling as if you never truly slept. where food sits in your stomach like a stone, where your own body starts to feel like a coat that no longer fits. He had tried many remedies before coming to this monastery, herbs from the market, tonics from a healer in the city, a strict diet someone had sworn would purify his blood. Each one helped for a few days, maybe a week, and then the heaviness returned. Always the heaviness returned. So he came to the old monk, because someone along the road had told him this monk possessed a powerful medicine, something ancient, something that could cleanse even the most stubborn illness from the body. The monk listened to his story, quietly, patiently, the way a person listens when they have heard the same story 1,000 times before and still care deeply about the person telling it. When the young man finished, the monk stood without a word and took him by the hand. He led him behind the temple, down a narrow path, to a well. The young man looked in and his heart sank. The water was dark, murky, almost black in places. Dead leaves floated on the surface. The stones around the rim were choked with weeds, and a channel of muddy runoff from the hillside had been feeding into the well for what looked like years. The young man stepped back. "Master, this water is filthy. If I drink this, it will make me worse, not better." The monk nodded. He said nothing, and then he knelt beside the well and began to work. Slowly, quietly, he pulled the dead leaves from the surface. He cleared the weeds from between the stones. He redirected the muddy channel so the runoff no longer flowed into the water. He placed flat stones to protect the rim. He never touched the water itself, not once. He added nothing to it, no medicine, no powder, no remedy. He simply tended to what surrounded the water. He removed what did not belong. The young man watched, confused. "This is the great medicine? Pulling weeds?" The monk said only, "Come back tomorrow." The next morning, the water looked the same. He felt foolish for coming. "Come back tomorrow." The second day, the water seemed the smallest degree lighter, or perhaps he was imagining it. The third day, he was not imagining it. The murk was thinning. The fourth day, he could see shapes beneath the surface, stones at the bottom he never knew were there. And on the fifth morning, the young man knelt at the edge and saw his own face reflected back at him, perfectly, clearly, as if looking into glass. The monk spoke for the first time in 5 days. "I did not purify the water. I simply removed what was preventing it from purifying itself." Then he said, "Your body is this well. Sit with that for a moment. Your body is this well. How many things have you poured into the water, hoping to make it clear? The supplements, the cleanses, the diets that lasted 4 days, all of them poured directly into the water. And the water stayed dark. And you thought, something is wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with you. You were treating the water. No one had shown you how to tend to what surrounded it. This is what the ancient ones understood. The body does not need to be forced into health. It needs to be freed into health. Every practice I am about to share is not something you are adding to your life. It is something you are removing from the path, one obstruction at a time, so your body can do what it has always known how to do. You are not learning something new tonight. You are remembering something ancient. Here is the first clearing. Water as first medicine. The first thing monks do each morning, before prayer, before food, before anything, is drink warm water, not cold, not flavored, warm, plain, simple water. In the yogic tradition, this is called ushapan, drinking water at dawn. In Zen monasteries, the day begins with warm tea held in both hands, drunk slowly. In Ayurveda, warm water awakens what they call agni, the digestive fire that burns away what no longer serves. When you wake up tomorrow, before you reach for your phone, before coffee, before anything, drink 1 full glass of warm water, slowly, with attention. You are not just hydrating, you are telling your body, I am here, I am listening, we begin together. In one monastery I learned of, the monks would bow to their morning water before drinking it. Not because the water was sacred, because the act of caring for the body was sacred. You do not need to add lemon or cayenne or anything anyone has tried to sell you, just warm water, just presence. That has always been enough. Here is the second clearing, the breath that cleans. You take 20,000 breaths a day. Almost every one of them is shallow, tight, trapped in the upper chest by stress and hurry and the low hum of anxiety that has become so constant you have stopped noticing it. You have felt this, haven't you? That tightness that is not quite pain but not quite peace either, that feeling of never getting a full breath. This shallow breathing means the body never fully exhales. Stale air sits in the base of the lungs like sediment at the bottom of a glass. Tension stays locked in your shoulders, your jaw, your belly. You carry it everywhere. You carry it to work. You carry it to bed. You have carried it so long you have forgotten it is there. The ancient yogic science of pranayama has known for thousands of years what modern research now confirms. Deep, slow breathing activates the body's rest and repair system. It lowers cortisol. It improves lymph flow. It literally changes the chemistry of your blood within minutes. 3 times a day, morning, midday, evening, 5 breaths. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts, hold gently for 4, exhale through the mouth for 6. The exhale is longer than the inhale. The exhale is the release, the letting go, the clearing. Try it with me now, 1 breath, deep into the belly, hold gently and release slowly. Did you feel that? That small softening in the shoulders? That tiny unclenching somewhere in your chest you did not know was clenched? That is your body saying thank you. That is 1 stone cleared from around the well. You already breathe. You do not need to learn something new. You need only to remember what your body has always known. Breath is not just survival. Breath is cleansing. Here is the third clearing, giving the fire rest. Monks do not eat constantly, not from deprivation, but from understanding. Digestion requires enormous energy, and a body that is always digesting is a body that never cleanses. The deepest repair happens in the spaces between meals. Think of a campfire. A good fire needs fuel, air, and space. If you keep throwing logs onto the flames without stopping, without giving the fire room to breathe, it does not burn brighter. It chokes, it smokes, it smolders. Your digestion works exactly the same way. The ancient teachers called it Agni, the inner fire, and they understood it needs space between the fuel to burn cleanly. When you eat all day without pause, you are smothering your own fire, and a smothered fire cannot burn away what no longer belongs. Buddhist monks traditionally eat only before noon. You do not need to become a monk. Simply allow 12 hours between your last meal of the evening and your first meal of the morning. If you finish eating at 7, eat again at 7. This is not extreme. This is what your grandparents did naturally, before snacking became an industry. Now hear me carefully, because this is a belief planted so deep you may not recognize it as a belief. You have been taught that hunger is an emergency. It is not. Brief, gentle hunger is not your body failing. It is your body shifting from processing to cleansing, from digesting to repairing. It is not deprivation. It is liberation. You are not weak for feeling hungry. You are awake. The fire is breathing. The well is clearing. You have permission to rest from eating. This is not punishment. This is one of the kindest things you can do for the body that carries you through every single day. Here is the fourth clearing. The body was made to move. There is a river inside you called the lymphatic system. It carries toxins and waste out of your tissues. But unlike your blood, which has the heart to pump it, lymph has no pump of its own. It moves only when you move. Imagine a river dammed with fallen branches and stones. The water is still there. It has not dried up, but it cannot flow. It sits, it stagnates, it grows thick and murky. That is what happens inside a body that does not move. The river is still good. It is still ready. It simply cannot do its work until someone breaks the dam. Monks walk, every tradition, walking meditation in Buddhism, kinhin in Zen, circumambulation in Hindu and Tibetan practice. Even the Stoic philosophers did their deepest thinking while walking. They did not walk for exercise. They walked because they understood that stillness of mind requires movement of body. A Zen master was once asked the secret to his health at such an old age. He said, "I walk to the garden, I walk back, I walk to the kitchen, I walk back. When I have nowhere to walk, I walk anyway." 20 minutes of gentle movement each day. Walking, stretching, nothing that punishes. Move the way water moves, not crashing, flowing. If you have not moved in a long time, hear me. You do not need to run. You do not need to sweat or perform. A 10-minute walk through your home is a miracle your body has been waiting for. You are simply breaking the dam, letting the river remember it is allowed to flow. Here is the fifth clearing. Sleep as sacred restoration. This is the one most people resist, and it may matter more than all the others combined. Modern science has discovered something the monks always seemed to know. There is a system in the brain called the lymphatic system that activates during deep sleep. It opens channels between brain cells and flushes out toxic waste that accumulates during every waking hour. Every night, your brain tries to take a bath, but if you do not sleep deeply enough, the bath never fills. In some old monasteries, a candle was placed in the window at dusk, not for light. The monks had no need of extra light at that hour. The candle was a signal, a message to the body that said, "The day is ending. The work is finished. It is safe to rest now." Your body still responds to these ancient signals, but we have replaced the candle with a screen, and the screen tells the body the opposite story. Stay alert. It is still daytime. There is still danger, still something that needs you, and so the body obeys. It stays wired and watchful, and the deepest cleaning your body knows how to do never fully begins. 3 simple things. Same time to bed, same time to rise, because your body craves rhythm like the tide craves the moon. No screens for 30 minutes before sleep, and let the room be dark, cool, and quiet. We treat sleep as leftover time. The monks understood the opposite. Sleep is the foundation upon which everything else is built. A body that sleeps deeply does not need to be cleansed. It cleanses itself. You do not need a perfect routine. You need a consistent one, a candle in the window, a quiet permission that says, "It is safe now. You can let go." Now notice something about these 5 clearings. Not one asked you to buy anything. Not one required you to leave your home. Not one punished your body or demanded willpower you do not have. Water, breath, space between meals, movement, sleep. These are not tips from the internet. These are the body's own language, the oldest language there is, and every one of them was always available to you, right here, right now, in the quiet of your own home, in the body you already have. And please, do not try to begin all 5 tomorrow. That is the old way, the way of force, the way of pouring more into the water. Choose one, just one. The one that called to you tonight. The one that made something in your chest tighten or soften or whisper, yes, that one. Begin there. Let it become natural. And when it is no longer effort, let the next one arrive on its own. Each clearing removes one obstruction from around your well. You do not need to clear all 5 at once. Even one changes the color of the water. Even one is enough, isn't it? Before I let you go, I want to return to the story one last time. Before the student left the monastery, he asked the monk a final question. Master, was the water ever truly dirty? And the monk said, no. Beneath the mud, it was always clear. It was always pure. It simply needed someone to stop covering it up. Your body has always been that clear water. Beneath the exhaustion, beneath the fog, beneath the years of eating without tasting, breathing without depth, sleeping without rest. Beneath the shame and the frustration and the quiet war you have been waging against your own skin. Beneath all of it, your body is still whole, still capable, still quietly, faithfully waiting. Not for you to fix it, not for you to overhaul it, not for you to pour one more product into the water, just for you to come back to it, gently, kindly, the way you would return to someone you love after a long time away. You are not beginning a healing tonight. You are uncovering one that was already underway. You have permission to be gentle with yourself. You have permission to start so small it almost feels like nothing. You have permission to believe that this body, the one hearing these words right now, the tired one, the heavy one, the one that carried you through this entire day and is carrying you still, already contains everything it needs to heal. You were never broken, not once, not ever. Go gently. Drink your water in the morning. Breathe when you remember, and forgive yourself quickly when you forget. Give the fire room to breathe. Move like water, not like punishment. And when the night comes, let yourself rest, truly rest. Not as a reward you have to earn, but as a birthright you are finally, quietly reclaiming. Trust that the well is already clearing. If this reached you at the right moment, if something in these words felt like it was meant for you tonight, then carry one practice with you into tomorrow, just one. That is more than enough. May you feel at home in your body again. May you treat it not as something to be fixed, but as something to be honored. May you sleep well tonight, knowing that the clearing has already begun. And may you wake tomorrow morning, reach for that glass of warm water, and feel in your hands the simple, sacred truth that you have everything you need. Be well, be at peace, and take good, gentle care of yourself.